How's it going, everyone? This is Mustard, and I'm coming back again with another Back 4 Blood deck video. I'm currently live streaming this, so live stream's gonna be a little bit confused, but I'm talking to you, YouTube. How's it going? I've just been trying out some new builds. We've unlocked Nightmare. We're getting through Nightmare gradually, but you know, every now and then we're gonna take a little bit of time to kind of, you know, take a step back, reassess some decks, look for some combinations that we haven't tried yet or thought of, or that we've seen other people, you know, make some good work with and, you know, optimize it a little bit. So this is gonna be another deck video. This time focused around melee combat. I did want to make sure I get a melee video out there because it's by far one of the most requested things on live stream or YouTube comments. It's, can melee work on high difficulties? What's the key to making melee work? Is it even worth it? What's the idea? So there are a lot of melee ideas out there, but we have, you know, Puddle in our team on Nightmare runs melee, and this is a very similar version to the deck that he runs. And it's the one that I've seen be the most long-lasting, I think, when it comes to melee, because there's a few ways you can go. There are a lot of cards that do melee. You've got like attack speed, stamina, melee damage, you've got the health regen, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I believe this is one of the most reliable melee builds you can go at with, because honestly, there's so much melee you can do, but it's a build you want to focus on, right? You want to see melee, but what act of melee? Do you want to be swinging fast? Do you want to be swinging hard? Do you want to be surviving, right? Do you want to be like a tanky frontliner? And I believe that the latter is the one that has the most potential. This is a health regeneration and damage resistant melee build, and I personally think this is the one that has the most potential for longevity, and this definitely works on higher difficulties as well. So without further ado, I'm just going to make a start. Motorcycle helmet. Damage resistance and health. Getting rid of aim down the sight doesn't matter because you're running melee anyway. You're going to have another gun, because I will say you're going to want to make sure you've got a good primary. So ranch rifle is good. You know, AK-47 is good. TAC-14 is good. Super 90 is good. Vector is good. Like, you're going to want to make sure you've got a decent primary weapon for those kind of like medium to long range fights, you know, because you're not going to be able to melee things like the exploders or wretches or reekers or anything like that until you get some cards in. You're going to have a difficult time dealing with tool boys, so you're going to want to make sure you've got a decent primary weapon that doesn't need to aim down sight to be good, because you're going to want motorcycle helmet for the 15% resistance and the health. Battle Lust is just melee kills heal you, really good, and then numb. So here's the thing about this deck. Normally, by now, I would say these are the handful of, like, core cards that make the deck what it is. For melee, it's kind of a whole thing. This is definitely a playstyle that will require a lot of cards to get working, because there's a lot of boxes you have to tick to make melee self-sufficient. So the most important cards, I would say, are going to be your damage resistance, so your motorcycle helmet. Vanguard, absolutely a core card, because the temporary health you get for every single melee kill is given to every teammate, so you're supporting your team, you're giving yourself a lot of temporary health. Temporary health with Face Your Fears is really strong, because the second you get a lot of temporary health active, you can start using Numb, which is 15% damage resistance when you have temporary health. This melee build will always have temp health, so you're always going to be running a 30% damage resistance immediately. Battle Lust is a flat heal. This isn't temp health. This will heal you of what health you've got left. So if you're running trauma resistance, you get a lot more out of Battle Lust. Scar Tissue tones down, you know, if you're getting mobbed a lot, this really nullifies a lot of that damage. Spiky Bits, more damage resistance. And to be honest, that is the core of the deck. You're going to want these cards. So the damage resistance of Motorcycle Helmet, Numb, and Spiky Bits, and Scar Tissue. The trauma resistance of Body Armor, and the health regeneration, the temp health regeneration of Vanguard and Face Your Fears. They are, like, I would say, the most important ones. And then from there, you could start looking into stamina. You know, you can go for things like Adrenaline Fueled, Meth Head for efficiency. Heavy Hitter is really good if you're going to be running the Fire Axe or the Baseball Bat, because they run a lot of stumble damage. And if you've got an axe, you can just completely stun lock specials. They can't move. It works against breakers. It works against tool boys of all sorts. Ignore the Pain lets you really get in there and take on specials if you want. Hyper Focused is good for weak spot damage, which I'm fairly sure it does apply to melee. True Grit, if you do find yourself taking that much damage, but maybe not, you know, because you're taking a lot of resistance. But the whole point is, the shell is what it was, right? The resistance, the healing, And then from there, you can go with the stamina cards you like. You can go with whatever else you might want. But as long as you're going for a resistant, damage resistance and health regeneration melee build with someone like Holly, who gives herself a lot of stamina back, this can really work out. So I hope you enjoy this deck. Do give it a go, see what you think. I'm going to throw some gameplay in as well so you can see it in action on veteran difficulty. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so starting with Motorcycle Helmet. We are at the beginning of Act 2, so I think it's 3 cards we get, yeah. So I'm going to start with damage okay, I'm going to start, right. I have specifically set out this melee deck in this fashion. So I start with Motorcycle Helmet. It gets rid of ADS. Not going to matter because we're doing melee. But health and 15% damage resistance. Then we get, I would say, Vanguard first off. I do have Battle Lust here, but we need temporary health to make the most of Numb. So I'm going to go Vanguard for temporary health.
Vanguard and Numb.
And Numb, yeah. And then that's giving me, whenever I've got temp health, which will be anytime I'm fighting, I'm going to have 30% damage resistance.
It's just kind of like, this is what we're doing at the moment, right? This is like our main interest at the time. They're always going to be Mortal Kombat, always going to be fighting games, but if there's another game out that we're both really loving, like, that will go on the main channel and get a nice amount of effort put into it because it's what we're currently passionate about at that moment. You know what I mean? Hope that makes sense.
So here's where it really gets beneficial for melee. Like, I'm telling you, Vanguard is very useful.
By the way, this is the secret here if you want it.
Oh, I didn't know this. Sure, we uploaded the whole playthrough, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Right, get behind me, I'm meleeing.
Yeah.
I hear something big. Oh, boom.
There's a defib in here.
Right, let's get this nest. Okay, let's go for spiky bits. Get some more damage resistance. Yeah, let's get some more damage resistance or scar tissue. Ooh. Ooh. I think. Yeah, spiky bits. Get that flat damage resistance. We're at that 40% damage resistance. No, 50% because Holly's passive 10. 50% damage resistance, my friends. Full temp health, and it looks like we all need it. Oh, and of course,
guaranteed to have the Belgian reloaded by the time you swap
yeah,
it back
that's
in.
the main thing, is like knowing how many shots you get with the primary shotgun before you can swap to the Belgian again. Like for TAC 14 it's 2, Super 90 it's 3, AA 12 who even knows.
Right now.
Ow.
I like the fire axe the most, but I just haven't found one. I see 2 sleepers. It's probably way more.
Come on then.
Evangelo, stop blasting.
I mean, if he keeps
We
doing
didn't
it,
want to get the offensive slot?
I can't afford it.
Oh, okay.
neither can I.
I can give money, but I don't think it's necessary. This is the first time I've actually seen a campaign go this far without a single thing of those being bought.
Over.
This is Hope 1. Over.
Prefer the Super 90 to the TAC 14.
Yeah?
It's just so fast, and it's really good for like.
Yeah, you wanna when you're melee against specials, what the hell? You wanna really go for the weak spot, not for the damage, but the stagger power. Oh, what? It grabbed me through the window. Put me down, bitch. Let's run in. Oh, we beat the shit out of it. Oh yeah, that especially. Melee will not work solo. You will need a party to know, right, I'm the melee guy. So we need
Because with melee, you inadvertently become a bit of a healer when it's all fire axe.
Oh, yes, finally.
You do eventually kind of become a bit of a healer purely because of Vanguard. Like, it's a really good card, and must have for sure.
Yeah, Vanguard is mandatory.
Oh, talk.
It's very good.
Oh, put me down.
It's incredibly ammo efficient because it hits almost as hard as the weakest sniper and has AR ammo, which is obviously like triple that of sniper ammo. It's everywhere. It fires fast. It has decent hip fire accuracy. Like the ranch, I feel like there should be someone running a ranch rifle. Like if ever I was playing a deck that didn't have much damage cards in it, I would use the ranch rifle just because it's like the most base number efficient, in my opinion. Oh, we've got exploding heads, and I've got a melee weapon that always gets a headshot. Rip. I'm trying to avoid their heads, and it's gonna work out. Here's a tall boy. Oh, he's dead. Nice. It is time to have unlimited temp health.
I concur.
This whole time I'm getting knocked back by these exploding heads, and I'm just not taking damage. I actually think the best sniper might be the Phoenix. This isn't a terrible place to fight the Breaker, actually. Okay, pipe bomb out. I'm meleeing him through the wall. Look at the damage he's taken. He can't hit me! Oh, cheese! We found the cheese! Yo, he can't handle the cheese! He's freaking out! He's in the Matrix! He's in between the dimensions! Yeah, so case in point, right? I'm taking damage from the exploding heads, but the amount of damage their explosion does is less than the health I'm regenerating. So look, if I kill a normal common infected from 107, unless Evangelo shoots it, 106 to 110, so I get 4 health for that, right? Every melee kill, 1 temporary health plus this. So I'm getting 4 temp health from these 2 cards, and the exploding heads, at the moment to me, thanks to my damage resistance, thanks to my scar tissue, is doing 3 damage for the explosion. So even though the exploding heads do damage and you're not meant to blow them up, with this build, I can do it willy-nilly because it doesn't matter. Because I'm still healing. Like, look. I got 1 health for killing that guy. 1 health for killing that guy. Because his explosion's doing 3, but I heal for 4 on melee. So I still end up damage positive on an enemy that's exploding on me when it dies. Like, watch this. I healed. I healed. Like, you see what I mean? Yeah, the main problem I've got with so far, I think, in hindsight, I should definitely be getting another stamina card. Because right now I don't have any stamina buffs of any sort. I'm running purely for the resistance and shit like that. Alright, okay, here we go. So if you've got extra knockback... No. No.
Whoa!
Instant kill. Instant kill.
Yeah. Deleted. Excuse me. What's in here? Oh,
and they're not more knockback resistant on higher difficulty. So even though we're on veteran right now, that will work the same on nightmare because Puddle does it all the time. The second he gets extra melee knockback and he finds an axe, tall boys just don't get to play the game. So this is not the greatest example because, you know, this finale, they're enhanced snitches, so they will set off a horde no matter what. But melee is a really clean way of dealing with snitches because they are very weak to knockback, and melee weapons have a lot of knockback, and they cannot scream for a horde while they're being knocked back. So if you've got like a bat or a hatchet or a two-handed axe, you basically just run up to them, smack him in the face until they die. Now, he's going to set off a horde because these ones are set to do it, but if that was a non-enhanced, it would not have any remote time to set off a horde.
Right, flashbang.
Time to die.
And where's the other one? Get ready to
He is
flashbang
coming
him.
to his demise.
Right, flashbang.
I'm taking no damage to this bitch.
He's stunned.
Yeah, you deserve it.
I'm healing.
my
I'm just
God.
healing. Oh my god, I'm full health.
That
Would
was
anyone
easy.
like to challenge me?
God. Holy shit, that was easy.